Losing it.
Detecting sentient life. Alert level elevated. Engaging.
Whoa, Krabby.
So, see...
Hey.
Shoot.
Hancock.
To think I ever doubted you.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself.
I never get many complaints. It's just real rare these days. Find someone who's not willing to take things the way they're handed to them. Too many good folks not willing to get their hands dirty. And too many assholes taking advantage of it. Look at what happened to Diamond City. Before McDonough took over, it was a half-decent place to live. A little stricter than I usually go for, but not terrible. I thought he and I had a pretty happy childhood. But then he decides he's gonna try and get elected with his anti-ghoul crusade. Mankind for McDonough. Before you know it, you got families with kids lining up to drag folks they called neighbor out of their homes and throw them to the ruins.
How could they do something like that?
There'd always been a pretty big gulf between the folks living in the stands and folks down on the field. McDonough ran on it because he thought enough of those upper stands assholes would vote for him. Guess he was right. I remember storming into his office above the stands after the inauguration speech. He was just standing there, staring out the window, watching as the city turned on the ghouls. He didn't even look at me. Just said, "I did it, John. It's finally mine." Should have killed him right there, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Instead, I pleaded with him, begged him to call it off. He said he couldn't. He had nothing against the ghouls. He was just carrying out the will of the people. And he couldn't betray the voters. And then he smiled. That hideous fucking mile-long smile. He never smiled like that when we were kids. I didn't even recognize him.
He murdered those ghouls.
Him and that whole damn city. I still wasn't a ghoul at this point, so I didn't have to leave, but I couldn't bring myself to stay in that cesspool after that. I'd been sneaking off the Good Neighbor for years to get decent chems, so I knew the safe routes. I managed to track down a couple of the families, lead them there, but most couldn't get used to the Good Neighbor lifestyle. I brought them food for a couple of weeks, but after a while, they just disappeared. Folks in Diamond City signed their death warrants. And all the good people were willing to just sit by and watch. I felt like I was the only one who saw how screwed up things truly were. Who couldn't just pretend things were fine. Still feel that way. Or I did. Until I met you. I know I run my mouth, but having someone who sees the world for what it is, and is willing to do something about it, it's meant a lot to me. I feel damn lucky to have you as a friend.
And that's what we are? Friends?
Well, now that you mention it, I have been having slightly more impure thoughts than usual. Maybe we'll get to, act on those. But I guess we should probably head out, huh? After you.
be damned, you actually did it. Nuka World is ours. All of it.
Why are you acting surprised?
Hey, no disrespect, boss. You've just gotta understand, we ain't ever been on ground this solid before. Now that we're here, let's keep this party going. I'm thinking it's time we set our sights on the Commonwealth.
Aiming pretty high, aren't you, Gage? Why stop there? Why not take over the moon while we're at it?
Nah, the little green men can keep that one. Taking back Nuka World is a big friggin' deal, no question. But it can't be the end of things. Needs to be a beginning. These bunch of savages need a goal, something to focus on. If they ain't got it, they'll wind up turning on each other. In an operation this big, we're gonna need more of, well, everything. Nobody's gonna hand it to us. We need to take it. Commonwealth has a ton of shitty little settlements that could be put to better use. Don't you think?
Wow, nuts. I was just starting to get cozy in my little castle.
Now you're starting to sound like Coulter. You remember? The idiot whose body we recently dumped into the river? He was always content to just barely scrape by. Look where that got him. We don't gotta rush into this headlong. We take it slow. Be smart about it. If we're aiming to grab a piece of the Commonwealth, it's going to take the right contacts and a lot of muscle. Right? I say we go have ourselves a chat with Shank. He's the point man for everything entering and leaving Nuka World. He floated this idea before. Been itching to talk to you ever since you took over. So I bet he's got a good idea of where to start. He's in charge of the caravan, so odds are you can find him somewhere near the marketplace.
What's he gonna do? Show him how to milk a Brahmin?
Maybe. If you ask him nicely. Just head over and talk to the guy. He'll back up what I'm saying about the Commonwealth. And while you're doing that, I've already got the gangs working on getting Nuka World's power plant up and running. It's about time we shed some real light around here and let people know we mean serious business. Oh, and if you want my advice, or if you want me to tag along, you've got it.
Gage?
Need something, boss?
Can you give me an update on Nuka World?
Don't worry about Nuka World for now. Stay focused on the Commonwealth, okay, boss?
No, nothing.
If you say so.
Understanding the operators ain't hard. We know how to live. The other things, dimes.
That last one died too fast. I'm losing my touch. Damn new
I thought about trying my hand at the gauntlet just to see if I could do it. Waste of time now. No one's stopping here.
Remember, you won't see hidden Cappy codes without the glasses. Make sure you're wearing them while you search.
Nothing to do with it? See the three idiots? You will not get away with
We need the key.
Oh, hey boss. Didn't see you there.
Well, look who it is. Liking what you've done with the place, boss. Gang certainly seem pleased with their new little kingdoms. Haven't seen people this revved up since last time someone spiked the water fountains. Never formally introduced myself. Name's Shank. And if you're standing here, well, I suppose Gage figured you might be the one to finally get things back on track. How long it'd take him to convince you it was time to move on the Commonwealth?
Let's get one thing straight here. It may have been his suggestion, but it'll be my decision.
I can see that. Well, regardless of the source, idea's a good one. Giving the gang spots to call their own around the park, it bought you some goodwill. But providing them with their own domains, carved from the settlements of the Commonwealth, well, I can't think of a better way to solidify your place around here. Plus, make us all a pretty penny along the way. If that interests you, well, all you've got to do is say the word, and we can let the fun begin.
If I'm gonna do this, I don't want to hurt people.
No fun in that. But look, you're the overboss. You decide you want to sweet-talk the poor sods we're gonna be dealing with instead of filling them full of lead? That's up to you. But I can't change the fact that you're gonna have to run some people out of their homes so we can give them to the gangs. No one said being boss was gonna be easy. Now, you just say if this is something you're ready to move on.
Okay, let's get started.
Music to my ears. So getting us set up in the Commonwealth's gonna require 3 things: territory, provisions, and loyalty. First things first, territory. We're gonna need to claim a settlement for our gang to work from, an outpost. And there are 2 ways to claim new territory. You can head in yourself or I can get a crew together. You wanna talk them off their land?
Let me talk to them. I'll convince them to leave.
Works for me. Once you've planted your flag in the place, I'll send a crew in to set up shop. Now, next up, you'll have to pick who you want to hold your outpost once it's established. Of course, every outpost you claim for a gang is going to be something the other gangs don't have. And none of them like the thought of their rivals getting a leg up on them. Worth thinking over as you dole out more territory. So, which gang should I have join you once you've staked your claim?
The Disciples.
Yeah? Better bring a tarp. That just leaves the target. Now, for a new outpost, you'll usually want to target a spot with plenty of populated settlements nearby that might be able to feed our people later on. Taffington Boathouse, Croup Manor, Greentop Nursery, the Slog all had a good number of farms within striking distance last I checked. Though I'll need to go through my notes again, make sure they're all still good to target. We're not always going to be able to run every job against every settlement. So, you ready to pick the spot for Nuka World's first new homestead?
We can't target certain settlements with certain jobs?
Unfortunately. Can't talk people off their land if there's no one around to talk to and the like. Most cases, I'll try to let you know why we can't target a place. But the biggest hindrance is it. Though if that is the case, that Pip-Boy of yours might be able. Now, you ready to pick?
I'm ready.
Good. So, what's the target? Wait, pretty sure that place is one of yours, boss. That's where you want to hit?
Actually, I changed my mind.
Of course. You want to give me another target?
Let's do a different target.
You got it. So, where you want to do this? Believe that spot's one of yours, boss.
Actually,
Of course. You want to give me another?
Let's do a different target.
You got it. So, believe that spot's one of yours, boss. Still want to proceed?
Actually,
Of course. You want to?
let's do a different target.
You got it.
Uh-huh.
So, where you want to do this? Huh. I think that one's your territory, boss. You're sure that's the one you want to hit?
That one's the target.
Of course, boss. So, to get these folks to scram, you got two main options. But either way, the more afraid they are, Lizzie Wyeth over with the operators should have some toys that'll make running them off easier. And it's worth keeping in mind, the more populated or fortified a place is, the more prep you're gonna want to do before trying to run them off. Scare them good, boss.
Just working hard, like always.
I think you missed a spot, Scab. Sweep that patch again.
Please, just leave me alone. I'm doing my best, okay?
Hey, you shoot my help and you're gonna be the one pushing that broom. You got that, tough guy?
Just having a little fun, Granny. Keeping the kid on his toes.
I don't give a mole rat's ass how many of you raiders there are. In here, it's my bar and my rules.
Hey, asshole! You're listening to Raider Radio.
The traders here are no better than slaves. Poor bastards. The disciples are finally where we belong.
Huh? Sorry, boss. Got a job coming up. Just thinking through the steps.
3 rival gangs in one place and they're not killing each other? I've never seen anything
You
like
like your face the way it is?
I'm not convinced.
Get out of
mine.
mine.
Just pharaohs.
Strong woman like
stupid
you
outfit.
needs a strong drink,
Certainly
am I
smells
right?
his heart. You ain't gonna back him, right?
What have you got?
I got whatever liquor this rowdy bunch can get their hands on. From fine spirits to rot gut that'll put a fire in your belly. What'll it be?
I'll take a look. Sure.
Coming right up.
Bingo.
Feel kind of bad for these traders. I don't know where the college like that. Misha really only has one rule around here. Don't get caught.
What are the other games gonna do with the Nuka world? Turn it into a slaughterhouse?